Well, I promised you all that we were going to the island, so let the island music go forth once again as we welcome Tom Schwenk. He is with Coldwell Banker on the island of Galveston. He is the broker owner. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill. It's great to have an opportunity to come up to the big city now and again.
See, I hear a lot of people don't leave the island when they're already there, but every once in a while you got to leave.
I pulled out the passport. I came overseas. I came to America. So thank you.
Well, so nice to have you here, and you hear that island music, don't you?
I sure do.
That's awesome. Well, let's tell people, everyone wants to know about Galveston, wherever they are. I mean, it's a very popular city. Just the word, you could be in New York, and you sound like you were there at one point, right? So people can be in other cities, and they hear Galveston, and they're curious about it. So let's give it a Galveston report, if you will, a real estate report.
Absolutely. First of all, those of us lucky enough to live by the sea are lucky enough. Many people are surprised to find out that Galveston is an island. We are near Texas, so it's roughly the same size as New York City with a full-time population of 45,000 people. So we had a lot of room.
That is a show. First, I didn't know that there's a similarity to the geographic distance or space. So it's about the same?
Roughly the same size. Actually, Galveston's a little longer, and New York City Manhattan is a little wider. Just the idea of what you can do with 7 million people or 45,000, we get lots and lots of visitors, a couple million according to Visit Galveston, our tourist board. So we're thrilled. It's a great place to live. We're getting more and more full-time families. Where the pandemic came, it was interesting. People realized they could work remotely, or for the most part. You know, we are Galveston's front yard. We are Houston's front yard. We are a great entertainment. You can go there for a day, a weekend, a week, or a month. Or, like me, decide to live there full-time.
Well, one of the things that comes to mind, as you mentioned, the tourism, that is a big thing in Houston, for the Houston area, but certainly for Galveston. But I know, and I haven't been on vacation in a faraway place for a long time. I've taken time, certainly, but I do know that when I'm in a place like I used to go to Southern California, but a lot of times when people are on vacation, they think, hey, what if I had a place here? So my point is, when you have people on a vacation, how many of them reach out to you and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying a place?
Well, great Bill, great question. Let's thank the cruise industry and all of our cruises. It's amazing how many people come down, they stay the night before and the night after they get back, and they think, wow, what a charming, great place. I probably average 2 to 3 sales a year from cruisers from Kansas, from Oklahoma, from Arkansas. It's a very interesting. I love it. Thank you, Roger Reese and the Port of Galveston. They're doing a great job.
Well, explore that further. So how, of all the realtors there, how is it that these 3 or so people find you as they're touring?
Well, my office is it's on 20th Street in the Strand, between Harborside and the Strand.
There we go.
I can literally, in the 1859 historic DeMack building that survived the Civil War, the Battle of Galveston.
Really?
So, yes, it's managed by the Galveston Historical Foundation. Spectacular building. And when I walk right out my front door, you can see the cruise ships right there. They get off there. That's where Katie's Seafood is and Willie G's. So I'm situated pretty well. And, I've had my real estate license since 2003. So it's 20 years last month. People kind of know my name. As you
describe the scene there, as far as the historic building, seeing the sea, I mean, I'm getting visions of New England in a way. I mean, we see certain movies and shows where you have the buildings. You look out the window, there's fishermen and sea and all that.
I can get fresh shrimp delivered. I mean, it's literally right there. Katie's is 20-step walk away. So it's a pretty nice thing. I'm a native New Jerseyan. I love the sea.
What city in New Jersey, by the way? I know I asked
I'm
you
from
years
Bergen
ago.
County, Teaneck, but spent most of my life as a teenager on the Jersey Shore.
So there you are, and here you are.
And here I am.
So tell us a little bit more about this historic building. How long have you been in that building?
I've been in that building. I was in this building for 3 years. My lease is up next month. And I was on 24th in the Strand. And it used to be a guardhouse for the Panama Hotel. and I was in that one for 8 years, which is at 24th and Strand. So I'm a big hit on Dickens on the Strand, Mardi Gras, Lone Star Rally. Everyone goes right by my office.
So it sounds like the building was a pretty good marketing move, too, for the company.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great, and it's amazing how many people stop in to A, use the bathroom. We welcome you. Please come. B, ask for maps. Pick up periodicals.
So people want maps still?
Absolutely. There's a lot of tourists my age, so they use maps.
I haven't seen a map in
years.
years.
Hey, pal, I should have brought you some. Oh, yeah.
Bring us a map next time.
Next year, I'm going to start to use DocuSign, so I'm getting there.
Well, you're trendsetter, right?
Yeah, I'm a trendsetter.
So, okay, let's continue with the Galveston Report with Tom Schwenk right here. Almost should be a regular thing, right, Tom? But anyway, just saying. So let's tell people what else is going on. You're selling second homes there, right?
Well,
what about the primary homes, too?
Surprisingly, I, as the broker owner, I'm the managing broker, I sell a lot of first-time home owners, or obviously they're not first-time home buyers, but they're first-time home buyers in Galveston. I sell a lot of...
That's a special niche there.
It sure is. Many people are retired or they're empty nesters before their children have grandchildren. So I have this lovely market. They come down for 8 or 9 years, and their children then have children in Colorado or Utah or New York, and so they have to move. So I have a great referral business. But I do that. I have 12 agents in the office. We specialize from the West End, the beaches. I have 2 incredibly competitive surfers, so we got to make sure that they hook up with the right kinds of people. We get a lot of beach bungalow folk. But we also have 2 agents on the mainland for Galveston County. We don't come into Houston. There's a code of ethics that you're intimately familiar with the properties you sell. There's incredible flood regulations, tide regulations, beach accretion.
What's beach accretion?
What happens in a storm
like?
and the erosions?
Okay.
What happens in storms? So if you're a first row, you could lose your home if a line of vegetation goes by. Takes it. Then the state of Texas gets it. And so if you're going to make an investment, you want to make sure you have somebody that knows that.
Like Tom Schwenk.
Like Tom's team or Tom Schwenk.
Tom's team. I believe that's your website, isn't it, Tom?
It's Tom's Galveston Real Estate. Talk to Tom's team.
Say that again.
I know. It's great. That's that New Jersey in me 40 years later. I guess I should slow down, huh? My website is tomsgalvestonrealestate.com. But if you Google Talk to Tom's team, it pops up.
But the point is, you better know someone that knows the area
exactly.
like you in Galveston, because there are nuances that just aren't found anywhere else. In fact, even in other beach communities,
That's correct.
Saying it's different.
And listening to the realtors before me, the brokers and the realtors before me with their new builds and how things, I have no idea. We on the West End, we have new build.
That's what I was going to ask you.
And that's really great. And I have 2 wonderful agents that handle those. I'm the historic guy. I know every code, everything the city allows, what you can do in a historic home, what kind of roofs you can use, what setbacks are. Are you allowed a garage? It's an amazing thing. We had a lot of short-term rentals. We had a lot of investors. That's slowed down because, frankly, there's many places in Galveston that are wonderful to live, but they're not so great to be on vacation at. They're like regular neighborhoods.
How far is your historic building from the Stewart Title Historic Building?
It is, I'm at 20th and Strand, and they are at 22nd and Mechanic, which is 1 block up and 2 blocks over.
You could walk there.
We do, frequently.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's
So
unbelievable.
all these Houston agents that sell in Galveston, please put down Stewart Title so that it's real close to me. It's real easy. Please.
And you like us too, though,
Oh,
right?
yeah, you're pretty
yeah.
wonderful folk. I mean, that part is great, So.
But we're close.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, hey.
Well, we got to be practical.
Well, there's the deal. I mean, there's other great title companies in Galveston as well. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, there are. And this one's really close, and people understand that I'm there because I'm a past chair of the Landmarks Commission, as well as the past president of the Galveston Historical Foundation.
Well, that's right. And building, like you said, some buildings are historical landmarks, and I bet there's a lot of them. Other than Stewart Title and your building, there's a lot of them in Galveston.
The interesting thing, after Hurricane Ike, all those years ago, the mayor of Charleston came to help us. And he was talking about what a great city it was. And while you had some Victorian properties, it's not like Charleston. At the end of the week, he apologized. It turns out we have twice as many historic properties in Galveston than Charleston has. So
What?
yeah, exactly. Everyone is
surprise.
surprised, but we have the largest historic homes tour every year, which is the first 2 weekends in May, which is spectacular.
That's coming up.
It sure is.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I've been volunteering since 1989. I finally retired this year, but they talked me into taking tickets. So.
One more time.
One
They
more
brought-
time.
It's like Godfather 2.
Yeah,
They
right.
brought you back.
One more time. But it's also wonderful for real estate because people visit and see what we have to offer. And let's talk about all our great restaurants that we have now. There's
Some great spots.
A lot of good spots. It's a great place to come.
Well, you
to.
sound like you are an ambassador for Galveston, Texas, and doing your work here today on the show, you piqued my interest in a way that hasn't been done recently. The thing about New York, the size, God, I didn't know that. I didn't know there was. I mean, you're bringing forth tremendous stuff here, Tom. Too bad we're almost done.
You know what happens. Yeah, no, it's a great place to live. It's a great place to have a second home. We just passed a new bond issue for a brand new school, so Galveston's doing great.
Well, Tom Schwenk, broker owner, Caldwell banker, right there. Let's tell people how they can reach out to you.
Sure. Well, of course, you can go to Tom at talk2tgre.com, or, of course, you can call me at 409-888-6178. 409-888-6178.
Fascinating stuff. Next time, you're going to even bring a map.
For you, the world. I actually give a wooden plaque map to all of our new buyers, and I buy it right there on the Strand at one of our shops. That is incredible.
Well, one of the things you're doing, too, creating interest in Galveston, but also the history. It makes me want to explore more how Galveston became, how it started, and all those things. Tom, one more time, let's tell them your number.
It's 409-888-6178.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It was lovely.